You know what's weird? I write down my goals. I write down a couple of them, one like really serious ones. Mm-hmm. And then apparently you're more likely to achieve your goals when you write them down and then you read them every day. Yeah. That's going to be the first. We're going to do that right now, right off the rip, since I already have the notebook.
Okay. How come you didn't get the prime this time like last time?
We're balling on a budget. All right, you're going to write 3 things that you want to do in your life. 3 things, and then you're going to read them out loud. We can cut to when he's done. All right, so you have your 3 goals. I'm not going to read them. Do you want to read them out loud? You don't have to.
Sure.
You want to read them out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, first one is pro motocross rider.
Okay.
Second one is to retire my parents.
Okay.
And the third one is to win a pro race.
Okay. Perfect. So what you're going to do, you might end up rewriting this a couple times because you may lose this paper, whatever, but you're going to take this paper and you can put it, like, do you have like a nightstand or something or a drawer? Secret drawer or a secret box? I used to have a secret box when I was a kid. No one else needs to read that. No one else needs to know. But just like take it out in the morning and read those 3 things. Just read them out loud. And it's just going to help you think about it for a second.
Yeah.
You don't need to obsess over it every day, but quick second in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it kind of like briefs you on your mission, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I'm going to do that with every guest that ever comes on a podcast with me. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start with that. But keep that. You'll probably rewrite it. The goals might even change. But whatever your goals are, just write them down. I write so many ideas. Like, I know we have smartphones and everything, but for some reason it's so peaceful to write things down in a notebook. And that's what I do. So I've always done. Look, all my ideas are in here. Even like training plans, revenue projections, scripts for videos.
You have really neat handwriting.
It's because I write a lot. But yeah, something you should do. Write down your ideas. Because we probably have so many good ideas that we end up forgetting. So just write it down. Even if it's a bad idea, just write it down. Yeah?
Yeah.
How's school going?
Good.
Good? You're playing basketball a lot, I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I have it tomorrow, and I had it yesterday.
Okay.
And then we have something called the sport of the day, where you stay back and you play fun games.
Okay.
For like an hour, and I had that today, so.
That's sick. That's like intramurals. That's what we used to do. It was so much fun. Because like you had people that were like decent at sports, but you didn't have like the best people. Kids on the school teams. They wouldn't come. So it was like just a bunch of people that were doing it for fun, and it made it really fun.
Yeah. Like, we play like dodgeball.
Yep.
Have you ever heard of lat ball?
Lat ball?
Yeah.
No. What is it?
So teachers that run it, they stand in the middle, and you run around, and if they hit you with a ball, you're out, and you go and throw. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
And then you can like hide behind these mats for like 10 seconds, I think.
We used to play basketball a lot, just because everyone kind of knew like how to play it. What position do you play in basketball?
Point guard.
Okay.
Like the 1 or the 2. The point guard
or the shooting guard.
Yeah, the point guard
would be
and the
2.
shooting guard. The point guard and the shooting guard.
Okay. Wow.
I play those 2.
What do you like about point guard?
I like taking up the ball.
You like taking the ball up?
Yeah.
Dude, the only reason I laugh is because that's exactly why I liked it when like I was playing like youth basketball. It's cool. You know, you're running the show. A point guard runs the offense, right? So you're like the most aware of everybody. Mm-hmm. You're kind of running the play. You're starting the play. It's kind of equivalent to like a quarterback.
Yeah. We're undefeated right now.
Right.
We're 2-0.
Okay. Dang.
Our first game, we beat Douglas 32 to 10.
Okay.
And then we beat Uxbridge 37 to 28.
Okay. If you're a point guard, you must be a good dribbler, right? You're good at passing, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. And if they also have you as a shooting guard, then you're obviously pretty good at shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's I have a really good team, and there's this kid named Zayden. Mm-hmm. He's really good. He's like at least 5 foot, and he's only a day older than me, and he like can just stop dribbling and walk 2 steps and keep the ball up here and then score because he's so tall and nobody can grab the ball.
So he's your center, or is he your small forward?
He's our
probably your center if he's that big.
Yeah, he does the jump ball.
Yeah, that's your center.
Center, yeah.
Wow. So there's do you watch like pro basketball at all? Are you interested in that?
Sometimes.
What's your favorite team?
Celtics.
Yeah. Okay. Who's your favorite player on the Celtics?
Tatum.
Yeah.
Or Giannis.
Giannis? Okay. Did you do you watch any like old basketball? None?
No.
So there's this show on Netflix. It's called The Last Dance, and I told your dad about it, and you guys are going to watch it at some point together. It's all about the Chicago Bulls. So from like 1984 to 1998, which is like the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Later in that, it comes like Dennis Rodman, and then Steve Kerr, and like all those other legendary guys that made that team. Basically, Michael Jordan led them to 6 championships, the Chicago Bulls. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's all footage from that whole era. And dude, like the other thing, Michael Jordan was obviously really talented, and like those guys were all really talented, but the mental strength that all those guys had and like the determination to win is like what made me want to watch it so bad. Yeah. Or not what made me want to watch it, what made me so interested in it. And it's a really good show about basketball. It'll make you really want to play basketball. It's really? It's an exciting show to watch. For sure. So anyway, but back to dirt bikes. Yeah. So we recorded this like, was it a week ago?
Yeah, like a week ago.
We recorded this last week. I'm a rookie podcast guy. Yeah. Never done this before. So we recorded. I messed up the audio. We lost the audio file. And we have to redo it. It went well the last time we did it, but I'm very happy that we get to redo it again. Yeah. Because now we have more stuff to talk about. Yeah,
like more questions and
stuff.
Yep,
so we have a bunch of questions. We're going to go through all those. Yeah. But then also, I want to talk about, we recently just rode Bro MX. Me and Gavin got into our first disagreement since we've been training together. I think it was our first disagreement. Do you remember any of it?
No.
You don't remember any of it?
No.
At all? All right. Well, I wanted you to tell a story.
I forgot. I don't remember it.
Okay.
So.
I'll give you my perspective on it. So, the truth is somewhere in the middle. But, so we went to Bro MX.
Yeah.
Track was
very rough, like
deep.
Like very deep.
It was deep. In the morning, you went out, and the whole mission of the day was not like, we're going to get fast in ruts, we're going to work on timing, we're going to do all this. The whole mission was just log laps, I think, and learn, right? And be open-minded. Don't get frustrated. That was the other thing. And you went out in the beginning of the day, went out on the 85, looked great. And then you did 3 more motos, I think, on the 65.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it was 3.
Yeah.
Might have even been 4.
Yeah.
They were like 10, 15 minutes, at 15 minutes maybe. So you rode a lot on the 65.
Yeah.
And me and Dad, well, I didn't really say it too much. I kind of didn't say much about the bike choice, but we talked about trying to get you on the 85.
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
Yeah. Oh, now it's bringing back memories. Okay. So we tried to get him on the 85. He didn't want any part of it. Why didn't you want any part of it? Say that first, because that'll help tell the story a little bit.
Because it's very big for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got on it a little early because I'm only 9.
Yep.
And it's just not, I don't have much control of it.
Okay.
It just makes me tired so easily.
It makes you tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I think the size thing is what stresses you out a little bit.
Yeah.
And when you say that you're really small for it, I don't know if I would say
I'm not really small.
you're almost
for it,
there. The
but
only
I'm
thing is it's
pretty
like
small for it.
yeah. So you're at the point where you can bend your knees a little bit and you'll be in a decent position, but your butt's almost on the seat.
Yeah, when I'm standing up.
You're literally you look exactly like Alex Martin does on a big bike.
Yeah.
So he's 5'4" on a 450. You literally it looks like the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it.
Yeah.
And he probably has mods to make him more comfortable, and that's a stock bike. So I get it. It's probably difficult.
Yeah.
So your thing was you didn't want to fall over in the ruts.
I fell a couple times.
On the 65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I fell a couple times on the 85, like once or twice on the 85.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
In the deep ruts coming up to the finish line.
Did he fall? I thought you stalled.
I fell there twice, but I stalled one time.
Oh, he fell in the morning too?
No, I stalled one of the times and I fell in the morning.
Okay. Fell once, stalled once. So it was difficult.
Yeah.
All right. And I think at the end of the day, you were probably tired.
Mm-hmm. Very tired.
And before you went out, I said, basically, we talked you into getting back on the 85. And you did not want any part of it at all. Mm-mm. Immediately, as soon as we brought it up.
No.
You were just like, no, I don't. I want to go out again on the 65.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, part of that due to the height, part of it due to the fact that you're really fast on a 65, and it's just a lot easier for you to ride, right? I think it's difficult for you to see why we wanted you to ride the 85, which is okay. But I want you to know that the reason why we want you to do that is so that you can get comfortable with being a little uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. Like,
because
get out of my comfort zone.
Right.
And stuff.
Because it's happened a couple times before where I've made you not mad or like, I guess you could say upset. Like when I would tell you to like do something or push you to do something.
Yeah.
And then before you do it, you get like kind of emotional, like sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of talk you through it, and then you go try it. And then every time you try it, you end up kind of laughing. You're like, what the heck? Why was I even worried about it? Like the jump at 508. You remember that when I made you do that with the front brake?
Oh yeah, that was hard.
Right.
Yeah,
but you did it. You did it first try. Didn't even miss the corner.
Yeah, you had to like double downshift in the air.
Yep. But you did it. You didn't panic. And after you did it that one time, it became super easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how your brain makes you think like before you do something like don't do this, I don't want to do this, and then you do it. It's not that bad.
No. definitely.
I think that's what we always try to do, is create situations that are going to make you slightly uncomfortable, but we know that you're not going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's the key, right?
Yeah.
If I told you to jump 50 limos for no reason, you know, off of a freestyle ramp, obviously that's a dumb thing to do and it's going to get you hurt, right? So we would never do that.
Yeah.
For us, we can look at the whole situation. We looked at the fact that, you know, you'd been riding that track all day. We looked at the fact that you were really comfortable in the ruts. And I think we wanted to just give you an environment where you'd be challenged.
Yeah.
I think that was the goal. But anyway, we ended up, before you went out, I said to you, don't worry about the speed. And I said, if you fall over in a corner, I will be right there to help you get up.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. I will be right there to pick you back up. Just make your way around the course, do the laps.
Yeah.
Right?
When at 508 or Bro Max?
At Bro.
Okay.
Do you remember those things that I said to you at Bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
What do you not remember?
No, I remember it.
Okay. Well, you said,
Oh, I remember it.
Oh, okay. All right. Were you saying, mm-hmm?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did it sound funny? It sounded funny to me. He was like, you're lying. That's what I got. But no, it's fine. All right. So that was what I said. I said, don't worry about speed. I'll be there to pick you up if something happens, but just focus on the lap. So you did, I think it was 2 laps. And then I pulled you off. You remember at the end of the rollers? And I gave you some tips because you were struggling with a couple of things. We talked about decision making, and then we talked about your feet. Do you remember that? So we talked about when you have all these ruts, right? There's, 3, 4, 5 in the corners, crazy. But when you pick one and it doesn't work, so there was a rut you were taking that you almost would come to like a stop in because it was such a deep hole, and it was almost like a G out, like in the rut, in the split section, and you'd almost come to a stop. And you took it those 2 laps in a row. And then when I pulled you off, I said, hey, we have to make the decision that when we take those lines and they don't work, pick a different one. You know? That's part of being like for me, that's something I still work on too, is being open-minded on the track.
Yeah.
When we're practicing. It's not just you that struggles with that. It's a lot of us, especially when it's deep and rutted like that. Those ruts become a bit of a distraction, and it kind of hinders us from choosing other options because like we got through it. So you think, all right, I got through it that time. I'm just going to keep using this one. Don't ever be afraid to experiment. That was kind of what I said it very quickly, like a very short form of that, but that was kind of the lesson. Like just make better decisions. Don't keep pounding yourself through the ruts that don't work. And then the other thing was your feet. So that bike is tall for you, and you would put your foot out to try and use it almost as a kickstand in case you lean the bike over. It was kind of like you were feeling for the ground. Would you agree or disagree?
Sort of agree.
Sort of agree?
Yeah.
Okay. That was, from my perspective, that's what I see. Because when you do it on your 65, you use your feet very intentionally. You don't really take your feet off unless it's doing something for you. So if your foot peg is getting swallowed up by a rut, you have your foot high and tight. You never have it just hanging down there, searching for the ground, feeling around, anything. It's very intentional. You have great footwork, and then you use your feet with intention.
Yeah.
Every time you move on the 65, it's with intention. You don't do anything weird. But then to see you do it on the 85, it's like, okay, he's panicking a little bit in the turns, so he needs to, not worry so much about falling over and focus more on just being proper on the bike, being nice and stable with the upper body, using his eyes to roll through the ruts, and it'll get easier.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the challenges that you had with that track at the end of the day on the 85 were kind of fabricated by your own habits. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen just with you. That happens with everybody, me included. There was one year at Unadilla in qualifying, I was having a meltdown because we were hitting these massive jumps and the track was like that. You'd come out of a corner, you'd be in a rut in the middle of the track, and it was so deep you couldn't move your wheels from the corner all the way to the takeoff. So you were stuck in that line. And you'd have to hit this jump if you wanted to get a good time. So you hit the jump, and then when you come over the jump, you're landing in ruts too, and all the way through the next corner. And it was like I was having just about like a heart attack out there. So I know what that feels like. I can relate to that. And it definitely clouds our judgment, I think.
Yeah.
We get a little frustrated. And so you did another 2 laps after that. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
And then
It's accurate.
And then did your friend crash behind you? Is that when you pulled off? Or did you pull off before that?
No, I think I pulled off after that.
Okay.
Because I stalled, and he tried to jump the line, and he fell.
Yep.
Then I stalled,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got off after that.
Yeah, because I think you were coming through the corner before the finish. You killed the bike. Not intentionally. And then he came up behind you in that same rut.
And he tried
to like wheelie out of it.
And he fell.
And he did something to his hand, right?
Yeah, I think he like hurt his wrist.
So he hurt his wrist. I think he walked off. His dad got his bike, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure. And then you pulled off too. So
yeah,
me
and then you made me get back on and then do 2 more laps.
Hang on. So me and your dad are sitting there, and I said to your dad, I was like, "Oh, he's getting off," and then I just was like, "He's not getting off," and I ran, and this was funny to us at the time, and I ran all the way over to you, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like I was laughing, but I was like also kind of not upset, but I was just like,
Annoyed?
No, not even annoyed. I was just like, that's not happening. You're not doing that. Because what happened was I think you saw him he got hurt, kind of. And he was just like, forget this, I'm done. Which is fine when you're hurt, you know. I don't want you to ride when you're hurt. But I think you saw that and you were like, yeah, that's it. That's it for the day. I'm done. But that was right after I gave you feedback. And when I saw that, I was like, oh. Because I really didn't see you put the feedback into action yet first. And then when you pulled off, I ran over there. I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, we're not going to make an agreement that you're going to do the laps and then you're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And I made you go back out there. And then you took forever to get on, by the way, which I thought was very crafty because you were waiting for the flagger to wave the checkered. You kept looking. Do you agree or disagree with that, by the way?
I agree.
Okay. Because I saw it from my perspective. I was like, is that what he's doing? And then you rolled up on the track and I could tell you were upset.
And I was very tired.
And by this point, you were tired. Also, you were mentally tired because you just did that. And then I came up to you and said to you what I said to you. So you're probably just like, oh, I have to do this. So you rolled up to your dad. You had a conversation with your dad. Do you remember what your dad said to you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
It's like he told me to go back out there for at least 3 more laps, and then he said, "Okay, I can tell that you're tired. I'll put it down to 2." And then I went back out for 2 more laps.
Right. The one thing that I really respect that he said, and it was amazing for me as a trainer to hear him say this. He said, you do what you want. It's your decision. Right? And it put the ball in your court. And then you rode away and you did 2 more laps,
Yeah.
which immediately you making that decision that you wanted to keep going, it changed how he was feeling, how I was feeling, and you were able to put yourself through another 2 laps of difficult riding.
Yeah.
And you rode really well. Not only those 2 laps or the 2 laps before, you rode really well all day.
Yeah.
But as a trainer, all I was trying to do was put you in a situation that was difficult.
Yeah.
And not just difficult physically, like the ruts. It's more about the mental difficulties that you have to go through in your own head as you're riding too. Because I bet when you were doing those final 2 laps, you were probably thinking in your head, like, this is ridiculous. I don't want to be doing this. Right? And I created kind of a battlefield in your mind.
Yeah.
But you chose to stay out there through those thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing to do because I've dealt with that very often as a racer. And it's good to go through situations like that and come out on top of those situations.
Yeah.
You're challenging yourself. And I think that for me as a trainer, it can't always be, keep your feet on the pegs and keep your elbows up. And we're going to work on timing today. And we're going to work on absorbing these obstacles and line choice and opening up the turns and selecting lines. And some of it has to be making you uncomfortable. Because when we go to Tennessee, it's going to be a whole lot of you being uncomfortable, but you're going to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Because you're working hard. You're doing the things that you don't want to do, but you're figuring out how to enjoy those things.
Yeah.
It's preparing you. But for me, it was great. Because that was the first time where we had a real disagreement.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. And then you rode really well, packed up, went home, fell asleep immediately as soon as you got in the truck.
Yep.
Yep. That was a good day. But yeah, that was a good time. And we got a lot of work done that day.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, especially on your 65, you were really good in the ruts. Do you remember the one you got swallowed up in?
Holy crap, that thing was deep. It was at least 2.5 feet deep.
I saw him sitting there.
My bike was just stuck this way, sitting there tilted over when I was trying to get it out, and then I fell trying to get it out of the hole. I got it out of the hole, and I'm walking it down, and I fell, and it hit me right in the thigh, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I walked up to him, and the bike was up to the shrouds, just in this crazy inside line. This is another thing that we have to talk about, the decision making when you're riding in those ruts.
I didn't know what any of the other ruts were, so I was like, I don't know, let's try this rut.
Yeah.
And it just so deep.
That was
very deep.
That was the main line because that was the shortest line around that corner, and it got to the point where it was just this deep.
Very deep.
Oh my God! And I walked over there, and the bike was standing up on its own basically.
It was.
Just all the way up to the shrouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really deep.
The pegs and the shrouds were just holding it.
Yeah.
Holding it in place with the rut.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. That was wild. And then we finally got it out and you took off. And you covered me with mud when you took off.
Oh.
Because we were on the infield and it was soaking wet.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I let that one slide. We got a lot of questions. All right, we're back from the break. We needed to get some food in our guest because he was getting hangry.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, nice.
So we talked a little bit about our experience at Bro MX. Dad missed that. I wish he was here, but
yeah.
Oh well, he'll see it. It's hilarious. It'll happen again. We're gonna make it happen a lot.
When will this be out?
I don't know. I'll have to talk with my producer and see what he's thinking for a delivery time. we have some questions.
Questions.
I don't know where Jared got these questions. He didn't tell me, but a bunch of
Random people?
a bunch of random people wrote in, and they have questions to ask us.
For us to answer?
For us to answer.
Okay.
Okay. This one I want to do. I'm gonna jump around here. I want to do one for just you. All right. So this is all hypothetical, obviously. If you could be anyone else in the world right now, so if you could switch places with somebody,
Yeah.
who would it be and why?
You probably would guess who I would be. Either Jet Lawrence or Eli Tomac.
Okay.
Them two. Or Hayden Deegan.
Hayden Deegan?
Hayden Deegan.
All right, well, you got to pick one.
I'd say Hayden Deegan.
Hayden Deegan?
Yeah, Hayden Deegan.
Wow. Okay. Well, you got to tell me why.
Because he's just like, he's wild and he's fun.
Wild and fun. You're wild and fun.
I know, but he does a lot of fun stuff.
Does a lot of fun stuff.
And stuff.
Okay.
And he's like my favorite
Yeah.
pro motocross rider. Jet and probably Hayden Deegan.
Yeah. But you'd rather be Hayden.
Yeah. He just has a wicked cool life.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you like to be in 5 years? Was that question for me or was that for him?
So all of these were aimed toward you. Like I sent people your profile. Here it is.
Oh, all of them were aimed towards me?
Well, yeah, because I wanted people to be familiar.
Oh.
But ask him. Like I said, I'm doing a podcast with somebody. I'm filming a podcast.
Yeah.
Here's
Okay.
the profile of the host.
All right, I have a good one for you.
Okay.
What are some of your pre-ride rituals?
Pre-ride rituals?
Yeah, do you have anything that you do? Do you know what a ritual is?
Not really.
So it's something that you do before you ride. Every time before you ride. It's like a tradition, you know? Do you have anything like that?
Probably just think about how what I'm gonna do when I get on the track.
Okay. Pre-game plan.
And think about how I'm gonna find the good lines and ride safely.
Okay. So you just kind of dissect the track.
Yeah, I just kind of think about what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna select, and
that's a great thing to think about. Yeah, that's good. Some people get caught up in the stuff that doesn't matter, but that stuff matters. You know, I think that's important to analyze that stuff.
Yeah, just sit and think and stare at my bike and think.
Yeah. So you're talking like when you're on the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for me, I do this weird thing where I'm in my helmet, I put my goggles on. Sometimes I do it a little early, and my bike's off, and I just sit there, and I stare at the first corner and don't think about anything, because I think I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
So I try to center myself and bring myself to the present moment.
Mm.
And I literally, it's the weirdest thing. I just go full vegetable, and I relax my face. I relax everything. And I just stare at the corner.
On the gate?
Yep.
Sometimes when I'm thinking and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
my dad, if I'm a little tired,
Mm-hmm.
my dad will get a cold water and dump it down my back.
Yeah. I
And
always do that to myself.
It feels so good, but it just wakes you right up.
Yeah. Whenever it's hot out, I love doing that.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that's soaking wet before I take off because I just... Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
Do you do that after, too?
No.
I sometimes get a little dramatic in the heat.
He will sweat really bad and he'll dump a whole water on his face. Sometimes I sweat pretty not bad,
Yeah.
but it's pretty bad. But
Yeah.
and and I dump some water on my face. Or the river at Winchester?
Yeah.
I'll go swimming in that like two or one jump off the rope swing, and then I'm in.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
That dirty water, dude.
It is dirty, but it feels nice.
It does feel nice. Yeah, for me, like if I'm real hot after a race, I'll dump bottles and bottles of water on me. I don't know why, and then I have to change out of my gear. But when I get hot, I get overwhelmed.
Do you know those like towels, those wet towels? You get them wet and they're like put them around your neck.
Yeah,
I also use those. Those are nice. Like when I went to Disney, I got some of those, and they felt so good walking around. Oh.
Do you ever do anything like other than like thinking about the track? Do you do anything? I know you see like Jet, like his pregame thing before he takes off. You can see him yelling inside of his helmet, and he's like, he's getting himself ready physically.
Yeah,
do you do anything like that? Do you guys talk to each other?
Me and my dad talk a lot.
Yeah.
Like what we're gonna do in the race, and like he'll tell me to like just have fun and do the best he can. And like I probably get out my bike and do like 20 jumping jacks. 15.
Yeah, that's good to do
15
that.
Jumping jacks just to get my blood flowing. Because my mom always says to do that. It just like gets your blood flowing and getting ready for the race.
Yeah, you don't want to roll up there and just sit the entire time.
You
want to do something at some point.
Yeah.
You want to focus.
Yeah, like when he's on the gate in his races, I'll go up to him and like give him knuckles and just have fun.
Yeah.
And ride safe.
I remember when my dad used to race. It was fun to help him out on the gate and stuff. All right. This is a more serious one. We're both going to answer this one.
Okay. What is it?
What is your advice to someone thinking about trying something new, but is unsure if they will succeed?
Oh, wait.
Do you want me to say that again?
That's hard to think about.
So someone comes up to you. They want to try riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
But they're afraid that they're not going to do good. How do you get them through that? What do you do? Do you get them through that or?
Get them through that, I guess.
What do you do?
You like just talk them through it.
But do you have any advice for them? Like what would you say to someone?
I'd probably say just like don't give up.
Yeah.
And just try it, and if you don't succeed, keep trying until you do succeed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important if you like something and you're genuinely interested in it, that you don't allow your fear of not doing well guide you,
Yeah.
You let the fact that you want to do it guide you.
Like, do some classes, even.
Take some classes.
And
sign up at Ride.
That would help you.
Yeah, it would help me.
And the rider.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Yeah, for me, not even like dirt bikes.
Like just anything.
Yeah, like if someone wanted to play basketball.
Yeah.
The first thing I would do is probably teach them how to shoot the ball, right?
And dribble.
Fundamentals.
Dribble and shoot the ball, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do too.
I would say the other thing that's important, like when you first started working with me, it was like, I remember going to some races with you and we were trying to establish like where you'd be. And I think the idea is to, when you're first beginning, don't have any expectations for competition or how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Just try and create a new experience and have fun.
Yeah.
And I think another really important thing is no matter what, no matter how bad it goes, try to learn something. Just try to take something out of it, you know? Yeah. Even if it's the worst day you could have imagined that you had at the track, like I can't figure out how to stand up. I don't know where to sit in the corners. I don't know where to get on the gas. Like it's so rough. The ruts are too deep. Just try and learn like what if there is anything that you're good at.
Try and like if you make mistakes, try and learn from them.
Yeah. Pick one little thing.
Yeah.
And then you just go from there. The process of getting good at something is the most fun of anything.
It's fun and it takes not a long time, but it takes a while. Not really necessarily a while. If you're like good at getting stuff earlier, it depends like how good you are at like absorbing the advice.
Yep.
So it takes like how you do that, and that really helps you
Yeah.
if you're good at that.
I agree with that because it like being coachable is something that's important. If you have access to a coach, I think it's important like
To have that coach and help you.
yeah, but it's important that you take what he's saying and you just try and process it one at a time. Like with you, it was different because you had a pretty good foundation and we could work on one or two things. Sometimes these kids that come to class have no idea how to ride a dirt bike, and then you kind of have to rebuild them, one thing at a time. It's
We've started training in what, 2022?
I think so. Yeah.
2021? Like, I don't know.
2022, I think.
Yeah, 2022. And then that's 2 years and not a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's December.
You've come a long way in those 2 years.
Yeah. Like, I think I started racing when I was like 6, but I started riding around my house.
Mm-hmm.
And because at our old house in Dudley, we had this big backyard with trails.
Mm-hmm.
And it was massive. And we had this like little like hill that was like a tabletop. And I used to like jump it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. And I used to have like the 50, my old one. And then I started getting into racing. And then I started racing. Was okay at racing and met you. And then I started training with you ever since. Mostly trained with you. You're like the top person that I've trained with.
Top G?
Yeah.
I'm top G?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wow. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, person who's never done this new thing before and you're unsure if you're going to be successful, don't worry about being successful. Do it because you want to do it and you want to have fun doing it. Kind of like what we're doing with this podcast. It's just for fun. We enjoy doing it. So first of all, you got to enjoy it. Second of all, don't have the expectations going into it. If you're interested in motocross, you're probably watching the top guys. Don't think that you're going to be any version of that yet. So manage your expectations, have fun, and try and consistently learn one thing at a time and just keep chipping away at the weaknesses, and that's how you get better. All right, next question. Most painful memory on a track, physical or mental?
On a track?
So the worst thing that's ever happened at the track, physical or mental?
So when I was on a 50, I was at, Winchester, and this is physical, by the way. And you know how they have the 2 tabletops, like the extension stuff, and then I hit the extension. I think I fell off, like when I was going to hit the ground, and I like hit my head pretty hard, and I got a pretty bad concussion.
Yeah. Brain injuries are very tough.
Yeah.
Any sort of head injury is really tough to go through.
Yeah, like my cousin, because Joey, he used to live like 2 minutes away from me. Mm-hmm. Like he used to ride his bike to my house when I lived in my old house. And we were riding down the road, and he wasn't wearing a helmet. And you know how the people that go like really fast, they go side to side when they pedal? Mm-hmm. He was doing that, and he slipped, and he fell, wasn't wearing a helmet, and he had an egg this big on his head. And he had like a big concussion. But
yeah,
sorry for getting off track, but that was
just a little. That's okay. When I'm going through something, yeah, there's a level of fear there, but when you see somebody else that you know and you care about, that's honestly more scary.
It's like my dad. Like when I saw my dad break his ankle,
yeah,
I got very scared. Like I jumped off my bike and I didn't care about it. I ran up to him.
Yeah. Do you remember I was there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you helping him into the ambulance.
Day.
Yeah, it scared me.
Yeah, I would say.
What's your like worse thing?
I had a TBI in 2021.
What's a TBI?
They call it a traumatic brain injury.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know you then, but I was doing some weird things. And that was probably, I think it was only scary because it was unknown. But once I figured out like what the brain is meant to do when that happens, I think it calmed me down a little bit. But in the moment, I was really freaking out. It was at Unadilla. It was really hard based. It was some pro-am. It was a stupid event.
A lot of people say that Unadilla is pretty hard packed.
Yeah. That's probably the most difficult track I've ever ridden. I would say Unadilla.
Yeah. The regionals, they go everywhere. I don't know if I will go there. I don't think there will be one this year.
No, there's not. Your regional will be at Tomahawk, I think.
Yeah, Tomahawk.
Which is great. That's a great track. You're gonna love that place, especially if we keep going to Bro once in a while to practice. Are you all right, Bro MX?
Yeah. I like Bro. It's a nice.
Did you get the joke?
Oh.
Because everyone was falling that day at Bro. So my joke was, "Are you all right, Bro MX?" Get it? Like, "Are you all right, Bro MX?"
Oh, I get it now.
Come on, that's funny. This one I want to answer. This one is for me.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to one for you.
Okay.
When did it click that what you were teaching kids worked? So he or she is asking, like, when did I realize that my curriculum was good? I think literally immediately. Like, I went to help out at some class at Tomahawk for it was like a 3-hour night class. And I just remember, like, because we would watch the kids ride before they even got taught anything. They would get a little free ride warm up or whatever. And then we would start the drills. And it's like some kids had, very little idea of what to do on a dirt bike. Right? The beginner rider comes to some of those classes.
Yeah.
And I think the better you get at riding dirt bikes, the harder it is to get better. You know what I mean? Like anything in life.
Yeah.
So I think the kids that are brand new to it, and when I teach them those things, it's like immediately, as soon as they fix their feet, knees, hips, and then they understand like the attack position, within minutes, I knew like, this is great. This is it. This is how you get better on a dirt bike. Fix the foundation first. You start there. Fix the attack position. Seated position. You go over the basics first, and then you kind of progressively build from there. That's literally exactly what I did with you. You were my first private lesson student.
Yeah.
It was the same thing we did with you. You had good footwork, but you didn't really have much movement in your knees. You're kind of tight in the hips, and your upper body, you moved a lot from side to side. So it's like the first thing I did was like work on the knees and hips. And then I remember we worked on your upper body so much for the first like couple of months that we worked together.
Yeah.
And then we got into the more advanced things like the jumping, the timing, whatever. But I think immediately I knew what needed to be done as soon as I saw you ride. Yeah, I think it's just when you're training someone, I think you know immediately what works and what doesn't because it happens in real time right in front of you, right? If someone told you to stick your feet out, throw your knees forward, and squat on the front of the bike and that's how you ride, you would probably try to ride like that and know immediately that it doesn't work.
No. Yeah.
Like every trainer, I think, for the most part, and this is how it should be, the fundamentals, they should all be the same. Mm-hmm. And I think I start with that because it's something that you need to know if you're riding dirt bikes and you need to understand every aspect of.
Yeah.
And I think I always knew that worked, right? And then from there, it's like the timing, jumping, whatever it may be, like I think that takes more time to develop, but right away you know how important that stuff is.
Yeah.
The fundamentals.
Yeah.
All right. What has motocross and riding dirt bikes taught you in life? Not just in racing, Motocross is a very mental sport, and there's a lot to learn from the sport outside of just racing. So let's just go with the first part of that question. What has motocross and riding dirt bikes taught you in life?
That it's probably taught me that you can't all succeed, and you can't succeed quickly in life. Like, you can't succeed, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like...
Can I help you out?
Yeah.
I think what you're trying to say is that you can't succeed overnight.
Yeah.
You can't be who you want to be in a short amount of time.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's very true. I would say that it's taught me that as well.
You have ups and downs in motocross.
Mhm.
It's like not succeeding overnight. You have your ups when you like have fun and like do good.
Mhm.
Then you have your downs when you fall and you don't do good.
Yeah, and like in life, right? Even with business.
Yeah.
With me, I have my ups and I have my downs. I have classes that go really, really well.
And then classes that don't do very well.
Yeah, just from like a sales perspective, right? Businesses don't do well some days, and other days they're doing great. I think that's really good insight. You know, there's ups and downs to every aspect of life.
There's ups and downs to any sport, really.
Yeah. Any sport, any activity.
Yeah.
Moods.
Yeah.
Right? Anything. I think that's great. For me, it taught me that you really had to be like mentally and physically committed to something.
Yeah. Like you're trying to hit a jump and you have to really commit that you're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, there's so many different things that it relates to. Even like, you know how we were talking about, you know, making decisions in the ruts.
Yeah.
And you trying something that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But then going back and trying it again and it doesn't work. And then you go through that same rut and you try it again and it doesn't work. Then if you just move over to that next rut, for some reason it was so much better, right? But it shows that you have to be open-minded with your riding and then also open-minded in life as well. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's weird how that works. You can relate so many instances like on a dirt bike track to normal life. It's kind of cool, actually. We have a cat interfering with the tripod. What are some free and easy ways to improve mental strength? You should know this.
Mental strength?
Free and easy way. You don't want to pay any money. You don't want to take any medicine. What's one... If someone's like, Gavin, I wanted to get mentally stronger, what would you tell them to do? I know what I would tell them to do.
Mentally stronger or physically stronger?
Mentally stronger. Up here. Tougher.
Like what? Like, what do you mean by that?
Mental strength is your ability to push through difficult times.
Oh, like that?
Yep.
I would say probably just do your best. I don't really know.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
Honestly.
That is a tough question. Do you want to know what I think the answer is?
Yeah.
I think the answer is to do difficult things.
And then if you don't succeed, keep trying again.
Keep trying again, but you'd have to make...
Until you could succeed.
Right, but you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over. You want to make small adjustments.
Yeah.
Changes.
Yeah.
But how you get mentally stronger for free is to do difficult things and live in that difficulty and figure out what's going on up here.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you know when you did those 2 extra laps?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you were saying some things to yourself in your head, right? Like, why do I have to do this? What am I doing? Can I get off the track? But you didn't get off the track. You lived with those thoughts.
Yeah.
And you did those 2 extra laps.
Mm-hmm.
So put yourself in environments that make you do that, and they make you uncomfortable, and they make you want to quit, but then just force yourself to get through it.
Push through it.
But then the other important thing is make sure that you're learning something on the other side of it once it's over.
Yeah.
Make sure you can go back and really like take notes and understand what's going on in your head. Why do you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to make this better next time? I think that's the perfect way to get mentally stronger for free.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What is the worst thing you have ever done?
Yeah.
In what?
Maybe.
In what?
Or reword that to what is something you've done that you regret. I think that was someone trying to ask something outside of moto because I tried to put some emphasis on
Yeah.
it. Everyone was asking dirt bike stuff.
Oh, nah, that's not a good one. What is
I
the?
asked another one recently, by the way, it was like a minute ago.
You got more? You keep getting them?
I still have some. I didn't put them all.
Oh, pass me your phone.
Oh, they're not on here either. They're scattered. I have to like consolidate.
Scattered where? In the.
DMs, text messages, Snapchat.
Oh, okay. What parts of a track, of a motocross track, could your speed most easily be improved?
Straightaways.
No, he's right. He's right. But it's not be more specific.
Like, I don't know,
Yes, you do. What do we work on all the time on a straightaway?
body position?
No,
Wait.
Gavin, we don't do that.
Wait, no. Not body position. God, I'm trying to think.
At the end of a straightaway, you're going fast down the straightaway.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Think about what that is. What does it become? The straightaway becomes not the corner. What's before the corner at the end of the straightaway?
Braking?
It's called a braking
Oh, braking bumps.
zone.
Oh, braking zone.
Braking zone.
Oh my God.
That's the easiest place to make up time quick. Because corners, there's an art to cornering.
Yeah.
There's an art to braking too, but it takes less time to get someone better at braking than it does to get someone better in the corners, especially if you have like deep ruts.
Yeah.
From my perspective as a trainer, it's easier to work on timing than it is to work on all aspects of the corner. I would say so. The easiest part of the track to get faster is the braking zone.
Yeah.
We've worked on that we worked on that a lot at 508 because that's a high speed track. Do you remember
Yeah.
the finish line?
The cone.
Right? There was that one, the cone drill
cone.
that we did for braking. And
Yeah.
then do you remember the finish line where they wave you off?
Yeah.
The tabletop in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what we taught you in a matter of 5 minutes? And then you just took, 2 to 3 seconds off of that braking zone. It was insane when I saw you do it. Jumping down the hill, staying on the throttle, not being afraid, not listening to your brain telling you to slow down.
And jump the little hump.
Jumping the single, but then late on the brakes, right?
And getting to the inside.
Remember, I would jump the jump on the side of you and show you how fast I could go into that section.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the quickest way. But also, if you're going to jump into that as a beginner rider, make sure that you're good at braking before you just start going faster into the corner. So the first step, he's good at braking. The first step for you would be to get good at braking. So put yourself in situations where you have to use the brakes and get really comfortable with how it feels. Get really comfortable with how the bike moves when you're on the brakes and the braking bumps. There's a lot more to it than just simply going faster and forcing yourself to brake harder. That's how you'll get hurt. So get get comfortable with your braking position, and then go from there. But slow and progressive always. For you, it's a little different because you have a really solid base, and we can kind of play around, experiment with different things, find out what works, what doesn't work, and overall just improve your timing pretty quickly. But
Yeah.
I think corners take longer to perfect. They're definitely, I think it's extremely important. Cornering is very important, but it just takes longer to craft that. This cat is unbelievable.
Where's Toby?
I think he's sleeping.
Under the bed.
Yeah. What keeps you devoted to race? Oh, this is more of an old person question. This is kind of for me. We're not going to do that. What keeps you motivated when you're not performing well? Like if you're not doing well, you have a really bad weekend. What keeps you interested in racing?
My mom and my dad.
Yeah.
They motivate me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
yeah.
And my sisters, like they're always, even if I have a bad moto, they'll always come over and say that I did good and stuff. But even if I think it's a good moto, they'll still think that it's a bad. If I think that it's a bad moto, they'll think that I still did good. And my mom will always do the same thing.
Yeah.
My dad will always talk me through it. But he usually always is good about it. He always motivates me.
Yeah, I think the one really cool thing about your dad is that he always keeps it real.
Yeah.
He lets you know, like, what you need to work on.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think as a rider, it's sometimes hard to see it when you're upset about how your race went. So it's really important that somebody is keeping it real for you, you know, and telling you what you need to work on.
Yeah.
But then also, he's very supportive.
Yeah.
He always puts the ball in your court. You know, you make the decisions when it comes to your riding, which is very important.
And he always helps me, like, when I'm on the gate and stuff.
Yeah.
He'll tell me, like, what to do.
Yep.
And just have fun.
Yeah. I think that's another thing that will keep you motivated to keep racing is that it's so much fun to do it.
Yeah.
And we all have so much fun at the tracks. Like week in and week out. I remember going to Winchester with you guys.
Yeah.
For local races. And I remember my bike was falling apart. I had like blown out wheel bearings. I was riding a different brand bike. You remember when I had to come race the KTM?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That bike the wheel bearings were falling apart. The bike was terrible.
Isn't that one of the wheel bearings to it?
No, that hub's from a different bike. But
I didn't know. I thought it was from that.
Yeah. So it was and I rode terrible because I hadn't ridden at all.
I mean, you would have won one of the races, but then your bike stalled in the corner. Don't you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's some days where I'm like, oh my God, I can't do a thing right today.
Yeah.
But then, like, we're all sitting there and we're laughing and we're having fun and like we're sharing stories at night, and it's like it makes it all worth it because it's so much fun.
And I love like going on the track and seeing all my friends.
Yeah.
And it's fun. We always play like manhunt.
Yeah.
Play games, and then we chill in the camper or something.
Yeah. You know what we used to do?
What?
We used to, have you ever heard of Ding Dong Ditch?
Yeah.
So
You'd go around houses and start.
Not houses. We would go to everyone's campers. We would go to everyone's rigs.
Oh, yeah, like knock on the door?
Yeah, we would knock on the door.
And then run away?
No, we would go under the camper.
Oh, my God. Oh, me and my friends would go around, and we would knock on the windows, and then run away.
Yeah. Yeah, see, we hid under the camper because it was hilarious to see their feet come down the steps, and they would, like, come out. They would look around a little bit. They'd have the flashlight. And then they would go back in the camper.
Would you do it again?
And then one of us would go out and do it again and go back under the camper.
Yeah.
And then they would come back out. Oh, my God. It was the funniest thing. Oh, so much fun. The thing about that, you're not really, I don't know, you're more or less just messing with people. You're not like doing anything malicious. It's just hilarious.
You're not doing anything to like hurt them. It's just for fun.
Yeah.
It's just like being fun, being a kid.
It's a fun little community too, because you get like at the local scene, you just see the same people week in and week out, you know, so that you become a bit of like a family. It's a big community that travels around the Northeast. Is really what New England racing is.
Yeah.
You're always racing the same kids. It just, you become friends just naturally.
Yeah.
But you still compete.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun.
Like Blake and Brian, I became friends with them at the track, and now I'm best friends with both of them.
Yeah. Dude, and even there was a couple times we trained together as a group.
Yeah.
The MXU kids.
Yeah.
And now you guys are, like, you all Snapchat each other.
Yeah.
And I like that the most. Like, even with me training kid, like, you and Johnny being friends is cool because he's from Long Island, dude. He's far away. But, I don't know. You guys being together and riding, and it's fun.
Johnny's fast.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really fast. He's, so for other sports, he does wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Kid's a machine.
I've seen that.
Built different. But yeah, he is really fast. I like when you guys ride together because it just gives you an opportunity to learn from him.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, there's Toby.
There he is. All right. What do you think? You think that was a good episode?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. It was fun. I think it's better than the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked for way less time.
Yeah.
All right. That was episode 1 of Manifested. Wait, to close this episode out, I want to do something with you.
Okay.
Do you know what manifesting is?
No.
So it's essentially, the first step is imagining the situation that you want.
Yeah.
And the process of manifesting it is turning it from the thoughts in your head to reality in your future. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to manifest with me? You want to manifest with me?
So, what
I'm going to teach you how to do it. So, I want you to close your eyes. Are they actually... keep them closed. All right. Keep them closed. Don't open them. All right. So, I want you to imagine your life when you're my age, 25. Maybe we'll do 20. When you're 20 years old. But imagine the exact version of your life that you want. Everything. You can be incredibly specific. What do you want to do? What do you want to have for a job? Just think about it. Keep your eyes closed. Think about what you want to do for a job. Think about what car you want to drive. Think about where you want to live, what your house looks like, animals. Think about everything that you want. You thinking about it?
Yeah.
Still thinking about it?
Give me a minute.
Bring it back. I'm going to walk you through it again. So, everything that you could ever want in your own head. So, the cars you drive.
I got it.
The people you hang out with, what you do, who you are, what you look like. Yeah?
We got it.
Okay. So that's the first step. You can open your eyes now. So I want you to continuously think about that. You can do it once a day for a couple minutes. You know, along with that note that you wrote yourself with those 3 things that you want to achieve, just take, whether it could be when you're in the shower, It could be before you go to bed. It could be right when you wake up. But close your eyes.
Yeah.
And think about that life that you just created in your head. Because the life you just created in your head is real. It can be real.
Yeah.
If you can imagine it, you can create it. It's just obviously, like you said earlier in the podcast, it's going to take time. It's going to take work, commitment, all the things that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever you just saw in your head, we're not going to say it, but you can create that. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. That was the first episode, Manifested. I don't know if we're going to call it that. We could. I don't know. All right.
Manny's podcast.
I don't think he gets the manifested joke. It's okay.
I
All right, guys.
Totally don't.
We'll see ya. Bye.